In this tutorial we will learn how to manage metadata in Mistika Workflows and how to use it in different scenarios. By default, metadata is maintained throughout the whole workflow, from input to output, without modifying any value. The main idea is to keep the original information from the input files, even during the transcoding process. In fact, even with formats that have a reduced metadata support compared with raw formats, such as ProRes, Mistika Workflows will keep the original information as a sidecar file for a future use. Mistika supports two metadata formats, XMP and CSV, that are widely supported by other programs like DaVinci Resolve, Pomfret Silverstack, or the Adobe Suite. Internally, Mistika manages the metadata using XMP as the default format. Let's first see a basic workflow to learn how to export and save the original metadata from raw media in a transcoded file. In this example we are going to connect a simple RED file to a ProRes node for transcoding. In Mistika Workflows, every single media node has a dedicated panel showing the metadata of that clip. In this case, we see all the RED settings, color space, and every single detail of the camera and the clip itself. Having a more limited metadata section, all this information is not fully supported in the ProRes codec, so the idea is to export the missing information as a sidecar file that we can use later. In order to do that, we just need to connect the RED node to ProRes. If we go to the Properties panel of the ProRes node, we will find a metadata section with the option of exporting it. For the tape name, we can select the original one, use the media name instead, or the file's render name. For now, we will use the original tape name. As the output format for the metadata we will use CSV. Let's add a folder destination, and process the workflow. Now, if we go to the render folder, we will find the ProRes clip together with the CSV sidecar file with the metadata. We can open it with any text editor or spreadsheet app to see the content. As we can see, we can find much more information than natively supported by ProRes. With this CSV file we can bring all the original metadata to different softwares. In this case, we will use DaVinci Resolve as an example. So let's import the new ProRes clip into Resolve. As you can see, the ProRes file only has basic information, the original raw metadata has been lost. But remember that we have created the sidecar file, so we can import it by clicking on Import Metadata to the media pool or to the selected clips, and then import the file created by Mistika Workflows. Once the metadata has been imported, we can see that we have all the original information from the raw camera, but added to the ProRes clip. Of course, there will be many circumstances where we would like to add additional metadata to our clips. To do that, we will use the Edit Metadata node in our workflow. This node allows us to change any original metadata, such as technical data about the camera or the lenses, or add extra information about production, slate, etc. We have as well custom fields to add any kind of information or keywords that are fully compatible with DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere, for instance. Let's add some information. We will include metadata about the production, and a keyword. We can process the workflow again. And we will have a new CSV file with all the metadata. Now, let's bring the CSV file again to DaVinci Resolve. As you can see, all the new information has been added to our ProRes clip. We have re-rendered the file to export the CSV. But actually you don't always need it, because the Edit Metadata node has the option of exporting the metadata as an independent file, without transcoding. This is especially useful to generate all the metadata files from one entire folder, or a watch folder without processing any file. In Mistika Workflows, metadata can be used as well for the name convention of the clips. If we go to the ProRes node, in the naming area we can expand the section to show the directory and the name fields. We can write anything here, or use dynamic tokens instead. So, if we use the bracket key as a shortcut, the following menu will be displayed. In this menu the user can select any dynamic tokens for the directory, or for the naming of the file, building complex name conventions in an automatic way. If you want to delve deeper into dynamic tokens and tags in Mistika Workflows, check out this tutorial. Now let's add some tokens for the directory, like the production, and then a subdirectory, using resolution as a variable. Then, for the naming we will use the base name, which is the original name followed by the FPS, and the color space information. Let's process the workflow. Once it is done, we will see that a new folder has been created with the production name in our output directory. Inside we have as a subdirectory the resolution of the clips, and if we have a closer look to the clip name, we see that we are combining the original naming, plus the frame rate and the color space information, as we previously defined in our workflow. All shown examples have been created using only one clip as an input, but of course this workflow will work as well with folders, or even watch folders with hundreds of files, building a powerful end-to-end metadata pipeline that can be customized for projects of any scale. We hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, or follow us on social media if you want to keep up with the latest news on Mistika technology. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.